everything I ate at a Christmas market in Canada. It's called the Distillery Winter Village in Toronto, and they had spicy mala poutine, and it had dumplings on top, and Szechuan gravy. It was so spicy, savory, with those like mouth-numbing chilies and melty cheese and crispy fries. And I have been dying to try a Yorkshire burrito since I heard about them in London. It's basically all the ingredients of a Sunday roast piled inside of a Yorkshire pudding. And I asked for extra gravy because I heard it can be dry sometimes, but the roast beef was super tender and juicy. And the peas and carrots and potatoes were all like steamy, soft, and comforting. And the creamy sauce added this extra layer of richness. Then we found this bakery that has butter tarts and a bunch of cookies, so she warmed up this Biscoff one for me. And I am so obsessed with that like sweet, spiced, caramelly Biscoff flavor. It's so warm and buttery and very sweet, but not as sweet as this Nutella-filled butter tart. The inside is like really gooey, kind of like a pecan pie, and the edges cook into this like stretchy, sticky caramel vibe. It is so intensely sugary. And that's all for today. Trying the viral push pop sushi rolls. A lot of people are saying this is just kimbap, but kimbap usually uses cooked ingredients. You just pour the soy sauce right in the tube. And I'm starting with the California roll. Fresh, creamy. The cucumber is so crunchy. It's just so convenient too. The crab is also super fresh. And the rice is nice and soft. Next up, we're trying the spicy tuna roll. It does spill easily though, so be careful with the soy sauce. Gorge. Not super spicy, but it is very fresh. The tuna and the avocado are so soft, and then the cucumbers are so crunchy. It just needs some wasabi for a little extra spice and it would be perfect. And last but not least, I got the shrimp mango roll. The cream cheese definitely adds some richness, and the mango adds a lot of sweetness. And the shrimp is tender and fresh. It's a very interesting flavor combo, but it works. And that's all for today. Trying every flavor of the viral stuffed bagels. Moonrise has sold out every single day they've been open in New York City because it's the perfect breakfast. It still has that soft, fluffy, slightly chewy bagel texture, but none of the ingredients fall out when you bite it. And their Calabrian chili aioli is so smoky, tangy, spicy. And this pastrami Reuben had Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, and caraway for that classic rye bread flavor. And it's so good with their house sauce that's very mustard forward. And you can do any combo of bagel flavor to filling. So I got the onion bagel stuffed with cheese pizza with 3 different types of cheeses and this really great like herby basil oregano flavor, and they even have ranch for dipping. And you can tell it's made in-house. It's so rich with the perfect balance of like zesty, creamy flavors. And then, okay, the buffalo chicken one was actually spicy. It wasn't crazy hot, but it did have some heat. Super tender chicken too. And okay, I'm definitely biased because I love eating vegan when I can, but the vegan sausage, egg, and cheese one was life-changing. So cheesy. The egg was super fluffy, and the Impossible sausage was like juicy. And the bacon, egg, and cheese one had so much bacon. I think it was stuffed to the fullest for sure. That's all for today. Only eating Asian food for a full day in Toronto. So my friend Clement, or Insta Noodles, invited me to this Biang Biang noodle shop that he said is better than the ones he had in Xi'an, China. They smother them in hot, boiling oil to create this fresh chili crunch, and the chef said his secret is Canadian flour. Apparently it has a super high protein content, but yeah, they're so chewy and the flavors are so complex. The warm spices mix with that tangy, slightly sweet sauce and creates this perfect balance. And then this super sweet girl from the New Zealand style ice cream shop next door was a fan, and she gave us free ice cream. The berry one tasted like a fruit smoothie. Then Clement said we had to come try these pan-fried soup dumplings that were so juicy with a super crunchy bottom. And finally, we went to this Indian restaurant that has butter chicken poutine. The sauce was really rich and the fries were super crispy, but it definitely needed more cheese and a little bit more sauce too. But just look at how gorgeous that chicken vindaloo was. It was so tangy and rich and not quite as spicy as I usually like, but there was some heat. And their cheesy garlic naan was intense. It was stuffed with so much soft, melty cheese. That's all. Everything I ate on my birthday. It snowed today, like the best birthday present ever. So we warmed up with my favorite ramen. It's a super spicy miso ramen with this really finely ground miso pork that's like infused into the broth. They use like 12 different chilies and Sichuan pepper, and their eggs are perfectly runny, of course. And our waiter said the crispy eggplant was her favorite. And yeah, the sesame sauce has this scorched black garlic oil that has a hint of spice. And for dinner, we went to one of my new favorite restaurants in the city. They just opened, super chic vibes, and I have a hyper fixation on mapo tofu and bok choy. There's just something about how the soft, kind of like creamy tofu just melts in your mouth. And I swear Sichuan spice is actually addictive. It's just so savory and spicy and flavorful, and it just numbs your mouth in the best way. They also have this amazing burrata dish with a century egg sauce and chili oil. And again, it's just bursting with flavors. It's so rich and creamy, kind of like custardy. And you eat it with youtiao, which is this crispy fried dough. And then a bunch of my friends came over, and I just feel so grateful and so loved. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of this community. And that's all for today. today. I keep seeing comments that I like everything, so here are my top 5 least favorite foods I ate this year. I did a video trying the weirdest British foods I could find, and there's a lot of great stuff at this British grocery store, but their pork and Stilton pie is crusted in blue cheese, and it was just a little bit too funky for me, like very sharp, very pungent. My 4th least favorite food of the year was during the 6 eggs 6 ways trend, and the PB&J egg was bad, way too sweet, and the peanut butter and yolk kind of mixed together into this like thick, weirdly unsettling gloop. My 3rd least favorite food of the year was at the Borough Market, and the ginger pig sausage roll was one of my favorite bites in all of London, but their Scotch egg is cold, which apparently is pretty normal. I just don't like cold sausage. It kind of like hardens up a bit, and the texture just isn't for me. And my 2nd least favorite food was in Vietnam at this amazing seafood restaurant that specializes in snails, and I really love some of them. I even love the salted egg yolk sauce with these spotted Babylon snails, but the process of extracting the snail wasn't my favorite. I also think I ate them wrong. I think you're supposed to cut off this like tough part at the end of the snail because it kind of felt like I was chewing on like hard cartilage or something. And unfortunately, my least favorite food of the year was at this lovely pies and mash shop. Everyone was so kind, and the pies and mash itself wasn't terrible, but the jellied eels, so cold and gelatinous and just so fishy. It tastes like a straight up frozen jellied piece of the sea. And again, this is all just my personal preference. No hate to any of these restaurants or shops. It's just not for me. And that's all for today. Only eating my boyfriend's favorite foods. Ever since we went to Chengdu, China, he has been obsessed with Sichuan food. He legitimately eats it like every other day, specifically dumplings and chili oil, of course. So we went to our current favorite Sichuan restaurant where they have these mala soup dumplings that take you on this crazy flavor journey. You drink the steamy, savory soup, and then you eat the dumpling, and that mouth-numbing, buzzy Sichuan spice just builds and builds. It's so good. We also got their pan-fried dumplings that have this kind of thicker, bready wrapping, very hearty and comforting. And then on to the noodles, which are Chris's 2nd favorite food. We got their dan dan noodles with minced pork in this really rich, nutty sesame oil sauce, and it also had these crunchy peanuts and chili oil, of course. And Sichuan fried chicken is intense. Like, without any of that sauce to hide behind, the mala spices just hit your mouth right away. It's such an intensely savory, numbing spice. And the chicken was so crispy, piping hot. And then this is literally the meal Chris orders like 3 times a week. It's this spicy dish from Hunan, China called gai ma, with this really hot chili black bean paste, almost too spicy for me, if you can believe it. And that's all for today. Everything I ate at Christmas dinner from a private chef. My boyfriend's uncle and his wife throw this huge Christmas dinner with a private chef. There was like 15 different dishes, and Chris's mom, Laura, makes these incredible meatballs marinated in grape jelly and barbecue sauce. So they're like really sweet and savory. And their chef Ebony's crab cakes were super moist, not too fishy, but her baked brie was my favorite. It had this really buttery puff pastry and fresh herbs. And then for the main course, they made this huge prime rib roast with these really buttery mashed potatoes, and the meat was perfectly like marbled and juicy, and Laura's baked ziti is so freaking cheesy. Like every single tube of the pasta was stuffed with this soft, rich cheese. I could not stop eating it. And then for Christmas morning, we went to Chris's sister's house, and she made a whole breakfast with like cinnamon rolls and this really buttery sausage egg croissant dish that was like addictive, also so cheesy. And then we opened presents, and we got Chris's nieces this like mini bounce house that they played in for hours. It was so freaking cute. Their family friend Debbie makes these incredible Christmas cookies that everyone fights over. Like these little chocolate-filled snowballs are so rich and nutty. That's all for